Welcome everybody, YouTube subscribers, to Ryan's Racing Lounge 3.0 here. Episode 5 tonight. Episode 5. Good job, Dragon. We are kicking ass with this, man. I really appreciate everyone's support for the YouTube channel and also the subscribers on Facebook. I think we're around 2,650 members now. Almost to 2,700, man. Each day I go, man, I just need a few more. It seems like we've been stuck in the 2,600 mark, but that's okay. We also want to thank some sponsors. Want to thank Scott's Roll the Wheels, Sprocket Speed Shop. Really appreciate all the support from those guys. Want to thank Arai Helmets. Want to thank Bud Light for all the support. I've got Bud Light Dive Bar on here tonight. Want to thank Roadracing World Magazine, Chris Ulrich, John Ulrich, Natalie Ulrich. Really appreciate everyone's support there. And we'll also give a shout out to Shoei Helmets, which, if no one knows what this replica is, we're going to get more into that. But this one belongs to AKA Mr. Daytona, Scott Russell. So it's going to be really cool to talk about him a little bit tonight. So a lot of this episode tonight is really going to talk a little bit about MotoGP as well. We're probably going to start off with that. What an amazing race. I mean, Dragon, you watched it. I mean, it was something that was, it was crazy. I mean, and anybody that doesn't watch MotoGP or Moto America or any of these races, watch it. Moto America has been phenomenal this year. And everybody goes, it's been a Marc Marquez show. It's been kind of boring. Not really. I said the racing is just amazing. It always is. And, of course, Marquez went out and just stomped the competition and made a statement. You know, if he got second, he was okay, I'm cool with second. But he ended up getting first place and beat Fabian Quartararo. And Quartararo is one of these guys that is just a future upcoming kid. He was a little bummed out, but he ended up kind of having a great race with Marquez the whole time. And these guys just went tooth and nail for the race. And if you really got to watch the last 3 laps of this race, last three, I mean, even everybody says the last 2, but if you watch even the last 5, the last 5 laps were intense. You know, Quartararo had the lead. Marquez was just kind of sizing him up for that penultimate lap, and then they get on to the last lap. Marquez makes a move, and then, of course, into the last corner, last lap, Quartararo gets on the inside right there, goes a little bit outside. He was really stopping the bike. Both of them were on the binders, man, on the front, and just boom. I mean, Marquez made the inside pass and nails the 2019 MotoGP Championship. That was really cool to see. 8-time world champion now. Of course, Valentino Rossi is a 9-time world champion. And it's kind of hard to compare the two because there's a lot of differences there. Rossi is, of course, everybody calls him the GOAT. Giacomo Agostini is still, in my opinion, I love Rossi, don't be wrong. So when people say, Ryan, you're crazy for saying this, but I still think Giacomo Agostini is the GOAT. If you look at records, you look at all the stats, Giacomo Agostini is still the guy with 122 Grand Prix victories and 15-time world champion, as Rossi is at 115 Grand Prix victories with 9 world titles, which is astonishing. So Marquez is really trying to get into that league right there, and watching Marquez this weekend, just make those passes and put a stamp on an 8th world title. That's amazing. And Rossi said it best in a press release I read earlier this week. I think it was Sunday or Monday I read it. So just a few days ago, Rossi goes, I don't think it's going to be really hard for Marquez to either tie me or even beat my record. Marquez could go all the way to 10 or 11 or possibly 12 world titles or even more. It all depends if he's having fun with it. But Marquez is just a machine right now. And he's been on the Repsol Honda now for many, many years, his whole career. So Rossi's got different stats. Rossi went from Aprilia racing, won the 125 championship, won the 250cc title on Aprilias, and then went to the Honda, won on Honda for, 2001? He was his first championship, so 01, 02, 03. And then 04 makes the switch to Yamaha, wins it the first year with Yamaha. So there's little differences like that are separating Marquez's championships to Rossi's championships. But all in all, I'm not going to lie. I'll say it right now on camera. Marquez is a great racer. I have nothing against him, but I still am a Valentino Rossi fan by heart. I love my man Rossi, as you'll see him a little later in the video, but I love Valentino Rossi. So one of my favorite racers of all time, and it's really cool to see that. But even at 40 years old, the guy is still killing it. So really cool to see that. Maverick Vinales ended up getting third in the race. A great effort by him. We're not sure where his future is going to be yet. I think maybe by next year it'll still be with Yamaha. There's still not a 2-year contract out there for him yet, so anything's possible. But MotoGP was just amazing, Even just watching the main event, and it's gonna be great, man. I think with 3 or 4 rounds left now, it's gonna be a nail biter. Who's gonna it's gonna be about victories now. Marquez has already got the 8th world title. Now he's gonna go for more race victories. So he's climbing up the ladder. I think this was his 80th win, I believe, was on Sunday. So he's going to keep climbing up the ladder, and who knows? Well, maybe he'll top Giacomo Agostini's feet of 122. I don't know. The guy is just a machine right now. He's a groomed kid, and he's ready to do battle. Action-packed weekend at Barber Motorsports Park. If no one's ever been to Barber Motorsports Park for either a Moto America or a Barber Vintage Fest, get off the couch next year, get out there, make it happen. Barber Vintage Fest was amazing this year. Lots of great bikes each and every year. 2 strokes, old school 4 strokes. We're talking anything from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and even the Barber Cup race, which is the newer thousands, which is the premier class. It was amazing all the way around. We're going to talk a little bit about everything. Ended up getting to go up there with my father, Stephen Rawls. A lot of good father and son time, hanging out with each other. The truck ride up there was great. Ended up getting a hotel for the first night, and then ended up meeting with a few friends of ours. I want to give a special shout out to Gordon Salisbury. Thank you for all the help, and just let me and my dad crash you in your awesome RV. It was a really cool event. Also, Scott Dix, Tony Dix, Ron, everybody that was hanging out with us. Just a huge thank you. Got to party with a lot of good, famous racers, legendary guys. Got to see a lot of really cool machinery over the weekend. It's a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And actually, if you really want to get technical, you can actually go 4 whole days. You can actually start on Thursday. That's for a lot of the guys that are racing and stuff. So, but for the spectators, for just the regular people that are showing up, spectating for the event, watching, it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And it's usually October 4th through the 6th. So for 2020, I think the dates are pretty close. So we'll see about that. But I'm definitely going to hit that. This was my 6th year going. I really enjoyed every bit of it. I didn't bring a bike with me this year, but that's all right. I was able to, hang out with a lot of different people. They had a lot of cool stuff. And taking the trolleys around the track is amazing. Watching a lot of these guys just going on the track. And it's really cool just to kind of go down memory lane. I mean, each and every corner. I mean, me and my dad were on the trolleys all weekend, just riding around on the trolleys with different people and discussing race stories with these guys and girls, and everybody was just having a blast. We RZ 350s, RG 500s, H1, H2 750 Kawasaki's, Honda CB 550. I mean, there was a bunch of cool stuff out there. 500T Hondas, Eddie Lawson replicas. I mean, there was RC30. We were hanging out with RC30s all weekend. So it's a place that you can kind of just go in the pits and even look around and go, man, there's an FZR 400. Oh, man, there's an old TT 500 dirt bike. Oh, that brought me back to my childhood. There's an XR 75 Honda. Lots of cool bikes. So if anybody's never been to Barber Vintage Fest, you got to check it out. As for the Barber Cup big main event race that was held on, Saturday afternoon, and they actually supposed to be ran at the end of the day for the last race of the day. They actually moved it up because there was weather in the forecast, which it didn't rain till 7. So a lot of people that didn't hear the announcements wasn't able to watch the big race. Luckily enough, I was able to catch the first. I missed the first lap of it. Was able to catch and watch everything else, and the race was awesome. The race basically came down to 4 riders, and it was Jeff May, Scott Russell, Steve Rapp, and Taylor Knapp, and those guys were on a mission. Jeff May brings his old EBR AMA Superbike race bike back out of retirement. I believe it's a 13. I think it's either a 2012 or a 2013 model. Was able to bring that out of retirement. It was a gift from Eric Buell Racing. So the EBR 1190, great motorcycle. Brought it out and just kicked some ass with that bike. Scott Russell was on a really built Boulder Motorsport Ducati / Pierre Borin built motorcycle, and the bike was just on rails. And Scott Russell, as everybody knows, 1993 World Superbike Champion, 1992 AMA Superbike Champion, and 5-time Daytona 200 winner, comes out of retirement, gets the offer to ride this bike, and he was having a hoot out there. He was struggling a little bit on Friday during qualifying and some practice, but ended up getting qualified 2nd or 3rd for the race. Ended up getting a whole shot, and ended up leading May. I think he was leading Jeff May for about a lap or so. Got passed, but he was on Jeff May's ass the whole time. Just an awesome event, and watching Scott Russell. So the end results were Jeff May on the EBR. Scott Russell was on that Ducati, and for Iconic Motorbikes, it was Steve Rapp. So Steve Rapp was really killing it. Taylor Knapp was the winner in 2018 of the event, so he was on his Ducati. Had a few little struggles, but Taylor was in there. Ended up coming home with a solid 4th, and but the top 3 made it was an 8,000. I think it was a $10,000 purse, I believe it was. So the winner, the winner gets, a certain amount, second gets a certain amount, and they all break that down for the top three. So just a great event to watch those guys, do battle. And if you ever want to watch old school legend guys, like Scott Russell's always been a dream, just a hero of mine growing up. So, and he knows me really well. We did a little live video with him on my Facebook, on the RRL page on Facebook. So if anybody didn't see that, I caught up with him in the pit Saturday night. He's like, man, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm ready to go home. He goes, great race. Appreciate the support, Ryan. Appreciate the support from all his fans. So everybody that was on RRL and all the pictures I took, man, he really appreciated everyone's support. So let's give it up for Scott Russell, man. Right there, baby. Scott, you did an awesome job. Nate Kern did a great job on his BMWs as well. Just a phenomenal job by a lot of people out there. It's an event that everybody needs to see. It's an event that just gets a lot of recognition. So, like we were talking about earlier, Dragon, you got to make it out for the 2020 event.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, it's like the motorcycle mecca. If you like motorcycles, this is where you should go to see all this history.
I agree.
It's one spot. That's so convenient. I love that.
It's amazing. Just everything's just in it's a big area. It's the Disney World of motorcycles.
Yes.
If you've been to Disney World, okay, you see Mickey, you see everybody, Goofy and all of them. Now, it's when you go to Barber, you're like, oh man, what am I going to see? There's so many. If you're a motorcycle racing fanatic or like anything old school historic, you've got to visit. And the museum alone is worth the visit.
Yes.
This was my 10th time to the museum, and it just each and every year it gets better because George Barber always adds something to the mix. There's always different bikes on there, so you gotta love it. It's just awesome. I really enjoy it. Anything else going on, Dragon?
It's a good event. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna start planning from this year, the 2020.
Got to make it for 2020.
Yes.
Also, some other news for RRL members. If anybody's going to be in Florida, I know it's going to be CCS Race Champions. Not this weekend, but I believe it's the 18th to the 21st. I believe it actually 16th, 17th, 18th. I think it is. So, for Biketoberfest, I had to get the dates for you on that one. But it's not this weekend coming up, but the next weekend, Ryan's Racing Lounge will be out there by the new title, of course, across the street from the bathrooms area. Come over and hang out with us. You can't miss us. We'll have a few of Ryan's Racing Lounge bikes. I think I'm going to bring either the ZX7 or the FZR 1000. I'm not sure yet, but we're going to be out there partying all weekend. I'll be out there Thursday night setting up, and then mostly Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are going to be the big days for us. So if you're out there, you want to hang out, stop by. Let's talk some bikes, man. You want to drink a few cold beers? I'll have Bud Light on tap. We'll have a few Coronas, but if that's not your thing, bring your own beer over. I've got a cooler for you to throw it in, or bring your own cooler, and let's make it a tailgate party. So, I was talking to Dragon earlier. Hopefully we'll get Dragon out there, get some good shots of their event, and have a good time. But, Daytona Race Champions, man, it's something we do each and every year, and it's a great event for these privateer riders, the guys that have really been running the CCS series, Southeast, Northeast, wherever it is, and they all meet to do battle for all the final championships. So you got Azure Sport Bike, you got Azure Super Bike, you got all these different classes, so it's really cool just to see. And there's a lot of good variety out there. You got some vintage stuff that comes up. So, CCS Race Champions, man. You got to check it out in Daytona Beach.
They all come here in our backyard.
Yep, they all come back in our backyard, which is really cool for us because it's only an hour away.
Yep.
So, really works great. But no, just super excited about everything coming about, So, I hope everybody's enjoying the videos. We're doing our best here. We've been kind of putting little clips. We've been talking to Dragon a little bit and might actually add a little music maybe before we might do like some kind of intro deal. So, we've been kind of working on different things. So, this is going to be episode 5. I'm very pleased with the videos. I hope everybody else is pleased with the videos. Dragon is doing an amazing job. So Dragon Productions, if you have not subscribed to any of his other channels, check him out. Of course, thank you for showing love for Ryan's Racing Lounge channel. Want to thank some other sponsors before we leave. Scott's World of Wheels again. Sprocket Speed Shop. I really appreciate Keith, Brad, Tommy, and Scotty, and all the boys there. Really a great place to hang out and work, and I'm really privileged to have that. Want to thank Road Racing World Magazine again, and just thank all these legends that I have in the back here of just everybody that's really shown the support for me, and looking forward to seeing everybody at the races. So hope everyone has a great week. Thank you for following episode 5. We'll check you later.